Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Worrell. I am the Chief of the Policy, Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Service in the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Geneva. I am delighted to introduce this new UNEG e-learning on how to integrate human rights and gender equality in evaluations. This e-learning course is the culmination of a 2011 collaborative project by UN Women and OHCHR in the context of the UNEG Task Force on Human Rights and Gender Equality. This task force was co-chaired by Flaminia Minelli of OHCHR and Shravanti Reddy of UN Women. This e-learning course is based on the UNEG guidance entitled Integrating Human Rights and Gender Equality in Evaluations. Human rights and gender equality are mutually reinforcing goals of the UN system and now a common 2030 agenda for social justice, equality, and leaving no one behind. The promotion and protection of human rights and gender equality are central principles to the mandate of the United Nations, and all UN agencies must work to fundamentally enhance and contribute to their realization. We must work together to address the underlying causes of human rights violations, including discrimination against women and girls, because UN interventions that do not consider these principles risk reinforcing or perpetuating patterns of discrimination and exclusion. The purpose of the guidance is to prevent these negative reinforcements in the design of our programs and to detect them in our evaluation exercises so that corrective actions can be made in subsequent programming cycles. The guidance refers throughout to women and individuals and groups who are marginalized and are discriminated against. This is most often due to race, gender, class, caste, ethnicity, age, disability, sexual orientation, etc. This list is not exhaustive and is often contextually specific. Individuals or groups also often experience multiple forms of discrimination. Whilst the list of discriminatory factors is not repeated in each instance, for ease of reading, it should be understood in that sense by the reader. This e-learning is an effort to disseminate the policy and guidance available for an integrated approach for human rights and gender equality. Important additional resources on the application of human rights and gender equality frameworks to development work and evaluations can be found at the UN Women and OHCHR websites, as well as at UNEG and Eval Partners. We hope this attempt to apply human rights and gender equality principles in an integrated manner to evaluations can serve to unleash the potential of these two powerful frameworks and provide you with a strong basis to improve the quality of your evaluation practice. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to the e-learning on how to integrate human rights and gender equality into evaluation. I'm Marco Segone, I'm the Director of the Independent Evaluation Office at UN Women, and also the Chair of the United Nations Evaluation Group, UNEG, that is the network that brings together the evaluation offices of 46 different UN agencies. This course is particularly important after the events of 2015. Well, you may ask yourself, what are these events? Well, you have to know that 2015 was an historic year. On the one side, the global evaluation community, led by Eval Partner and UNEG, declared 2015 as the first ever International Year of Evaluation. On the other side, 192 heads of states, representatives from civil society organizations and private sector, met together at the UN General Assembly to officially endorse the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, the Sustainable Development Goals are our biggest opportunity. They have a strong call on leaving no one behind, and that's reflected on the SDG 5 on gender equality and the SDG 10 on reducing inequalities within and among countries. But it's also demonstrated by the mainstreaming of gender equality and human rights in all of the 17 SDGs. In addition, the SDGs, they also call for a strong, inclusive, participatory follow-up and review mechanism based on country-led evaluations. However, the SDGs are also our biggest challenge. Given the focus on no one left behind, the challenge is how to incorporate human rights and gender responsiveness into evaluation functions of UN agencies and also of national governments. Well, this course aims at answering these fundamental questions. I wish you a great learning and, most importantly, an application of the learning to your profession as evaluators.
Hi, my name is Shravanti Reddy, and I'm an evaluation specialist at UN Women in New York. This e-learning is based on a guidance of the same name, aimed at increasing knowledge on the application of these two approaches, human rights and gender equality, in evaluation processes, but also at raising awareness of their specific relevance and significance for UN work. The main objective of the guidance was to provide practical support on how these approaches can be easily integrated in the various stages of any evaluation process. It is mainly directed at evaluation practitioners working on evaluations within the UN system who already have a basic knowledge of evaluation. However, we think the content is very useful outside of the UN and even beyond, specifically to also include those involved in designing and implementing interventions. We know that challenges related to substantively incorporate human rights and gender equality will generate vibrant discussions between practitioners. We continue working in new approaches to facilitate the integration of human rights and gender equality in new contexts and development landscapes. The value of the guide also lies in its ability to spark the sharing of experiences, generation of new knowledge, and developing further guidance that builds on this contribution. This e-learning is really meant to make this information accessible to a wider audience. It's composed of 10 units. While 9 of them follow the structure of the guidance, an additional and optional final one, Unit 10, refers to accountability mechanisms for the integration of human rights and gender equality in evaluations. The content of the units is complemented with chapters of the guidance, a glossary of specialized terms, additional reading, and a quiz at the end of each unit. You can find these materials under the Resource tab. At the end of the e-learning, participants will be able to print out a certificate of virtual attendance if 80% of the answers on the multiple choice quiz are correct for each unit. A help document is available under the Help tab. I hope this online course on integrating human rights and gender equality in evaluations can help you improve your skills and wish you a happy learning experience.